Hello, my friends. As of today, the complex situation persists along the entire front line. Despite all the statements, the resources of the Russians are not running out and they continue their offensive. But there is also good news, so let's start with the Kherson direction, where yesterday the occupiers announced the beginning of regrouping and withdrawal of troops to more advantageous positions.
Russian state news agencies reported that the command of the Dnipro Group had decided to move troops east of the Dnipro River. Such reports were disseminated by RIA Novosti and TASS shortly before 11 a.m. on November 13. Having assessed the current situation, the command of the Dnipro Group decided to transfer troops to more advantageous positions east of the Dnipro River, the Russian Defense Ministry said. After regrouping, Dnipro will release part of the forces that will be involved in the offensive in other directions. The ministry noted. The ministry said in a message published on the RIA Novosti Telegram channel. The post was soon deleted. About 10 minutes after the publication, state agencies cancelled their news. The TASS report said that the note about the regrouping was issued by mistake. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation called the reports of regrouping a provocation. Sending a false message about the regrouping of troops in the Dnipro region, allegedly on behalf of the press center of the Russian Defense Ministry, is a provocation, the Defense Ministry told RBC. The Telegram channel, Caution News, claims that, according to a source in RIA Novosti, the agency received information about the transfer of troops from a fake account of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, which, presumably, is conducted from the territory of Ukraine. Other sources did not confirm this.
Then they realized that it was practically admitting another defeat and decided to quickly refute this information to stop the panic among the Russians. But how events will actually unfold is still unclear because correspondents are urging for a rotation and replacement of the incapacitated 70th Motorized Infantry Division, which has already successfully retreated from several settlements and is now in the gray zone.
Obviously, the enemy's command has so far refused to bring the main forces of the 70th Motorized Rifle Division, MSD, as well as the 7th Airborne Assault Division, DSD, into battle at the first position of their main line of defense along the coastal road Oleshki, Novomykhailivka. At the moment, only the 26th Motorized Rifle Regiment, MSP, has been directly brought into battle from the 70th Motorized Rifle Division. Another one is the 24th Motorized Rifle Regiment, deployed in the second echelon of the enemy's tactical group of troops, operating in the direction of Podstepnoy and Peshchanovka, north of Radensk. The rest of the units are probably concentrated in the area of Klina, Druzhn, Skadovka, Petropavlivka. This is around the villages of Tarasovka and Brylovka. 28th Motorized Rifle Regiment, 17th Tank Regiment and 81st Self-Propelled Artillery Regiment, SAP, although it is likely that at least one composite battalion, SADN, of the latter still operates in the direction of the village of Krinky, supporting the 26th Motorized Rifle Regiment.
But whether there will be reinforcement in this direction is still unknown, so we wait. No changes have been recorded here in the past day, and the Ukrainian armed forces are not conducting major assaults with artillery exchanges ongoing. The Russians already suspect that the information leak about troop withdrawal might be intentional to gauge people's mood. If people buy into this information, everything is normal. There will be a withdrawal. Now we wait further developments. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, a complex situation persists as occupiers continue attempts to break through from the flanks. Yesterday's attacks were successfully repelled by the Ukrainian armed forces, but today the occupiers changed the direction of their attacks and are advancing in the Robotina area. Shelling along the entire front line continues, but there are no changes over the day. Additionally, Russian sources claim that the Ukrainian armed forces are continuing tactical battles in the direction of Verbove and near Robotina.
Ukrainian troops on the Zaporizhzhia direction moved on to methodical attempts to take initiative on previously employed bridgehead in Tokmak district. Moreover, on the flanks, with the support of remote means, defeat they seek to advance in the area of Rivnoy and Verbovoy.
But the Ukrainian side hasn't confirmed this information, so we are awaiting. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers continue their offensive. In the Staromayorsky area, the Ukrainian armed forces repelled all attacks and the occupiers have started regrouping. However, from Novodonetsk in the direction of Zolota Neva, attacks have resumed. The number of shelling incidents along the front line has decreased, so this situation has somewhat stabilized. In the Avdiivka direction, the situation remains the most challenging, with the occupiers increasing the number of offensive actions. Attacks are occurring both on the northern and southern flanks. Russians have resumed offensive actions in the Novokhalinovo area and are shelling Keramic. Battles are ongoing in the Spirne area and in the southern part of Avdiivka. They're getting closer to the city. Intense battles continue and the occupiers heavily shell the city. Additionally, there are renewed attacks on Pervomaisk. Over the day, the front line remains unchanged with no successes for the Russians. Southward, there are battles on the outskirts of Marinka and offensive actions near Novomykhailivka. The shelling persists, but without success. The line of contact remains unchanged. In the Bakhmut direction, the occupiers are conducting offensive actions on Ivanivske, shelling the village to weaken their Ukrainian positions before further offensive actions. Difficult battles are also taking place in the fields near Klishchiivka and Andriivka. There are no successes for the Russians and their Ukrainian armed forces haven't advanced. The line of contact is unchanged with frontline fighters commenting on the situation as such.
It's a hell of a day, I don't want to say, I'm sorry, there are a lot occupiers of and a lot of work.
This situation is extremely challenging and repelling all attacks is very difficult. So, if someone thinks that an unchanged front line means nothing interesting, remember the high cost of this defense. In the Kreminna and Siversk areas, the activity has decreased and the occupiers shelled Spirne. No new offensive actions are reported and the front line remains unchanged. In the Svatove direction, the occupiers continue their offensive actions towards Novoyegorivka and shell Pershotravneve and Kopanka. However, there are no successes or advancements for the Russians. In the Kupiansk direction, the situation remains complex. Battles are ongoing for Sinkivka, near Petropavlivka and Ivanivske. Meanwhile, near Kislivka, the Ukrainian armed forces successfully repelled all attacks and the occupiers retreated to their previous positions. The overall confrontation continues and Putin, with his orders, is turning the country backward. With each passing day, more people express dissatisfaction with the Putin regime. A former Wagner Group member addressed Putin.
Своими словами, я, как участник СВО ЧВК «Вагнер», я, человек, защищавший вашу страну, вашу родину, голосовавший за вас, Владимир Владимирович, с тюрьмы пошел за вас воевать, за вашу страну, которая мне ничего не предоставила и до сих пор не предоставляет. Я сейчас, у меня тяжелое ранение, у меня нет одного глаза, второй прооперированный. Мне не выдают пенсию и не берут никуда на работу. Вы будьте добры, отнеситесь к людям, к мужикам, к настоящим воинам ЧВК «Вагнер» так, как мы отнеслись к вам, к нашей стране, к своей России, не бросили на произвол судьбы, мы пошли жизни свои за вас отдавать.
And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.